All right, we're going to go over some notes for 4.2, which is broken up into two parts. You should have the notes either in the packet or in Google Classroom, all right? And so it's going to be a mixture of some notes that are already filled out, and I'm going to go over some of the examples with you, all right? So in this first part here, 4.2, day 1, okay, we're going to look at rational functions. And rational functions are made up of polynomials in the numerator and denominator. That's why we went over polynomials in 4.1. Okay, so rational functions. Remember, rational means a fraction. Okay, and so a rational function simply means we're going to have a fraction with polynomials on the top and the bottom. All right. There must be a variable in the denominator, okay? So your most basic rational function is 1 over x. Kind of like your most basic parabola is y equals x squared, okay? So 1 over x, all right? And it looks like the graph that we gave you, all right? And we call these, branches or curves, okay? And so 1 over x, the branches go in opposite directions, okay? And we also talked about this idea of the vertical asymptote, right? And so here, the vertical asymptote would be at x equals 0. Because in this function, right, in this fraction, x cannot equal 0, right? Because you can't divide by 0. So therefore, if you have x equals 0, then there is no y value. All right, so we call this the vertical asymptote. We'll talk about that in a second here in the definition. Okay. We have a vertical asymptote here still because, again, for x squared in the denominator, x equals 0, but that means x cannot equal 0, right? And so we still have this vertical asymptote, okay? And so the branches or the curves are in the same direction, right, at the vertical asymptote, okay? So if you think about that, right, why does that make sense? Because if this is x squared, right, even if you substitute in a negative x value, because you're squaring it, you're going to get a positive y value, right? So that's why this curve is up here. But in this first example, when you plug in a negative value for x, you're going to get a negative value for the y. That's why it's down here, okay? So this idea of the vertical asymptote, as a reminder, it is a line that the graph or the curve approaches but never touches or crosses, right? It gets really, 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 really close, but it actually never touches it or crosses it, okay? So how do you find the vertical asymptote? You identify the zeros of the denominator that are not zeros of the numerator, okay? And so basically we're taking the denominator and solving them, all right? All right, so in this first example, okay, we have a vertical asymptote at x equals -2, right? Because if you solve the denominator, right, if you set that equal to 0, x plus 2 equals 0, okay, that's how we get x equals -2. And so since x cannot equal -2, that's where the vertical asymptote is, all right? This one has a horizontal asymptote at y equals 0. All right, we're going to talk about this in a little bit, and we'll also go over how do you know where the horizontal asymptote is, okay? But it's going to look like this, right? We also know that it's going to be in opposite directions because this is x to the first, right? So if you plug in a number to the left of -2, then your y values are going to be negative, all right? And so we're going to go in opposite directions, okay? We also know that I think this is 1.5, right? Because when we talk about the y-intercept, right, we know that that means x equals 0. And so if you plug in 0 in for x, right, that means for this one, y is going to be equal to 3/2 or 1.5, right? So let's look at number 2. And this one, I'm gonna go over this one with you, all right? Okay, so let's look at how we're going to tackle this here. So you'll notice sometimes you're going to have to do some factoring. All right. So the numerator is going to be x plus 4 and x minus 4. All right. Down here, this is going to be x minus 4 and x plus 1. Okay. Now you'll notice that you have common factors to cancel out, right? X minus 4 cancels out up here and down here. So what you're left with is x plus 4 over x plus 1. Okay, this is your simplified version of the original function. All right. Now I'm going to focus my attention here in the denominator. Right. I'm going to set this equal to 0, and I get x equals -1. Okay. This is where my vertical asymptote is, because x cannot equal -1, right? So that's when we solve for -1, we're saying that x cannot equal -1. Okay. And so at -1, I'm going to draw my vertical asymptote. Okay. Right. Now you're probably wondering, okay, well, what about this 4, right? Wasn't that part of the denominator? That's true. However, when we have, so this is x equals 4, right? When we have factors that cancel out, right, we have what's called a hole at that point. All right, so I'm gonna point this out in a little bit. Okay. I also know there is a horizontal asymptote, and again, we'll go over this in a little bit of how do we know where that is. Okay. The horizontal asymptote is going to be at y equals 1. All right. And so at 1, we're going to have this horizontal asymptote. Okay. One thing you could do, right, is if you want, you can figure out where the y-intercept is, right? Because that might give you a clue as to how we're going to draw this, right? Remember, y-intercept means that x equals 0, right? And so when I do that, right, if I do f of 0, well, you know, if I plug in 0 in for x's, all of these are just 0, right? And so what I'm left with is -16 over -4, which is +4. So my y-intercept is at 0, 4. So let's say something like, well, if this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I also know that there's a hole. So, okay, so before I get to the hole here. So if there's a point here, the y-intercept is here, right? It's in this region. So that must mean that my curve is going to look something, you know, this is very terrible. I apologize for the bad drawing here. But it's going to look something like this, right? And it'll go upwards here. Okay. Now, I'm going to draw this a little bit more accurately. Okay. And so we also know there's a hole at x equals 4. So let's say this is 4, right? So that means I'm going to draw this line, right? I'm not sure exactly where or how much, but when I get to the 4, I'm going to draw an open circle, right? And then it'll continue along this horizontal asymptote, okay? If there's a curve over here, right, there's got to be a curve over here. All right, that's terrible because I wanted to draw it closer to the asymptote, okay? So there's a hole here because when you plug in 4, there is no y value, right? When you plug in 4, there is no y value, so there's a hole, there's like a empty space here, all right? And so this is it. This is our graph, okay? There's a quick reminder here, and I'm going to drag this up, okay? A graph or a curve, it may cross a horizontal asymptote. It's actually possible that it can jump over the horizontal asymptote, but it will never cross a vertical asymptote, all right? So it's possible to cross a horizontal asymptote, but it'll never cross a vertical asymptote, all right? Okay, so some rules to look at, okay? Horizontal asymptotes describe end behavior, okay? So 3 scenarios, all right, to determine how do you know where the horizontal asymptote is. So in the last lesson, in 4.1, we talked about the degree, okay? If the degree in the numerator, up on top, if it's less than the degree in the denominator, then always your horizontal asymptote is going to be y equals 0, right? Meaning it's going to be the x-axis, right? So if I have something like, let's say, x squared, etc., over x to the 4th, etc., right? The 2 is less than the 4, so the horizontal asymptote is going to be y equals 0. Okay, and the reason for that is the denominator, right? Because it's x to the 4th, you know, if it's a higher exponent, right, and if you're taking a smaller number, dividing by a bigger number, eventually it gets closer and closer to 0. That's why this is y equals 0, okay? Second case is if the degrees are the same, right? Okay, so we gave you an example here, right? Degree 3, then the horizontal asymptote is at the ratio of the leading coefficients. Okay, so because this is 3 over 5, right, the horizontal asymptote is at 3/5. Okay, in the previous example, right, remember we said it was y equals 1? That's because, see, look, we had the degrees that were the same, right? They were both 2. And what were those leading coefficients? It was 1 and 1. So 1 over 1 is just 1. Right? That's why the horizontal asymptote was at y equals 1. And lastly, you might have the degree of the numerator is greater than the degree of the denominator by 1, all right? So let's say it's something like x to the 3rd over x squared, right? It's bigger by 1, right? There is no horizontal asymptote, but instead we have what's called an oblique or slant asymptote, okay? And so in the next in the next video, we're going to go over some examples of each of these kinds, okay?